All righty, I will call to order the regular meeting of the Board of Public Works, this September 14th, 2021. First up on the agenda, we have messages from board members. Do we have any messages from the board tonight?
I just want to say that the weather prediction is for cooler weather and maybe some rain coming up. So to all the workers, this is good news. But remember, stay safe and be well.
Thank you. All righty. Next up is petitions and remonstrances. This is an opportunity for members of the public to make comment on anything that's not on our agenda tonight. If you have any comment on anything that's not on the agenda, feel free to use the raise hand feature or type into the chat feature and let us know that you'd like to make a public comment.
I don't see anything, Dana.
Okay, yeah, me either. Thank you. Okay, moving on, we have the consent agenda. On our consent agenda this evening, we have the approval of minutes from August 31st, 2021. We have resolution 2021-46, renewal of mobile vendor in the public right-of-way for Swaken LLC. Resolution 2021-47, Indiana University Homecoming Parade. Resolution 2021-48, the Indiana University Student Foundation Little 500 Street Sprints. A noise permit for the Out of Darkness 5K walk. A noise permit for the Commons, and approval of payroll. Is there anything that needs to be removed from the consent agenda tonight? Or do we have any comments or questions from the board on consent agenda?
No.
All right, any public comment on consent agenda? I don't see any in the chat or any raised hands. Do we have a motion on consent?
I move approval of the consent agenda.
And I second.
And I will call for a vote. Kyla Cox-Deckard,
Yes.
Beth Hollingsworth,
Yes.
Dana Hankey is yes, motion passes. Next up, we have new business. Under that, we have change orders 11 and 12 for the West 17th Street reconstruction project.
Good afternoon, Matt Smithers with Engineering Department. Change order number 11 is for an overrun on the structural backfill pay item on the contract. This change order would add $2,805 to the contract amount. Change order number 12 would assess 76 days of liquidated damages to the contractor for failing to complete the work by the completion date. Per the contract, there is a $500 per day fine for liquidated damages, which would total $38,000 in damages being assessed. If both of these change orders are approved, the new contract sum would be $3,418,481.46. I can answer any questions you may have.
That's with the addition of the previous authorized change orders of $427,150.28.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board? Any public comment on this item?
I do have one question. Did redevelopment commission approve this, or is it going to them next week?
It's on change order number 11 is on their agenda for next week.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Alrighty, I don't see any chats or raised hands. Any other public comment? Okay, seeing none, do we have a motion?
I move approval of change orders number 11 and change number 12 for the West 17th Street reconstruction project.
And I second.
And I'll call for a vote. Kyla Cox-Deckard,
Yes.
Beth Hollingsworth,
Yes.
Dana Hankey is yes. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is the construction inspection contract with Clark Dietz, Inc. for the installation of guardrails at various locations.
Hi, Patrick Durgus, Engineering Department. Presenting on the inspection contract for Clark Dietz for the guardrail at various locations throughout the city. This project will replace, upgrade, and extend existing guardrail at various locations throughout the city. The project is programmed in the MPO TIP with $190,000 in federal funds for construction. During construction phase, the project will need assistance with construction inspection. Clark Dietz was selected from our on-call engineering services list to perform this service due to their extensive experience with construction inspection services. Total contract amount for these services is set at a not to exceed amount of $28,200. This contract will be funded by the 2016 GO Bond Series H Fund. Any questions?
Just wanted to say that you had said the bid letting will be in March of 2022 for the construction of this. phase.
Correct. That's what we have scheduled. It was adjusted per the last change order that we did for this project to be able to include some environmental services, and the time period for those environmental services I had to push the letting into March of 2022.
So what we're approving tonight is just for the construction inspection contract.
Correct. Since this is programmed through NDOT and will bid through NDOT, they require that construction inspection contracts are ready, I believe, 6 months before construction. So that's the reason why we're very far ahead on this one.
I was wondering, thank you for explaining that.
Not a problem. And just a note on this project, there will be one additional change order that is still pending for the right-of-way acquisition services required for Griffey Lake guardrail. IU has some property along for the golf course there along Hinkle Headley Road. And so there will be some right-of-way services that are still pending for this contract. We're still working on pricing.
So you don't know when that will come before the board?
I hope it will be hopefully at the very next board meeting, but everyone's busy right now. So prices are coming in very high. So we're reaching out to a number of different subcontractors to see if we can find some better pricing for this project, because our funding is pretty tight.
Okay, thanks.
So is the right-of-way services, though, a separate contract, or that's part of this contract, you said?
So this contract is exclusively for construction inspection. On this project, the contract with Etica Group that is for the design services will have a change order to include the right-of-way services for that.
Okay.
They are the main designer for this project.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for clarifying that. Any other questions from the board on this item? Any public comment? I don't see any. Do we have a motion?
I move approval of construction inspection contract with Clark Dietz, Inc. for the installation of guardrails at various locations project.
I second.
And I'll call for a vote. Kyla Cox Deckard,
Yes.
Beth Hollingsworth,
Yes.
Dana Hankey, yes. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next up is staff reports and other business.
Well, that's where Adam would typically have a report, but I have nothing. So we'll pass right by that.
Okay. All righty. Next up is approval of claims. Did anyone from the board have any questions on claims?
I don't.
Any public comment on claims? Seeing none. Do we have a motion?
I move approval of claims $2,567,272.17.
I second.
And I'll call for a vote. Kyla Cox Deckard,
Yes.
Beth Hollingsworth,
Yes.
Dana Hankey, yes. Motion passes. And if there's nothing else, I will call for adjournment.
10 minutes.
This might be a record.
Right. I think it is.
I think our record was 8 minutes.
Oh, man.
What is this? Good grief.
Gotta have goals.
We're setting a record.
All right, everyone. Have a great
Thanks,
night.
everybody.
Thank
Good
you,
day.
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Stay safe. Be careful.